first significant event I remember from today was me finishing a styrofoam drawing that's intended to be the Uber driver character's dad. The scene I'm currently working on for the 99th Dan Hammond episode. This is some leftover from when Mom made the pad thai. And this is an aluminum can, Arizona. I took some time to think carefully about how I would design the styrofoam drawing. With what I think was the only working black Sharpie marker I had. And then I took some time to think about what colors I wanted to make each of the different sections within the styrofoam drawing. Thinking about for some time about all the different colors I wanted to pick, searching for the colors. For the pants, I did a sort of medium darkness gray for the entirety of the pants, and then did some stripes from the top to the bottom in a darker shade of gray in order to get that nice plaid design. In Stronghold Kingdoms, I've most lately been blessing the parish that the cable guy is the stewardess of. From the last time I recall. The shrimp's still pretty good. While also occasionally attacking wolf lairs within my range in order to gain honor so I can get skill points. Well, I spent the last one on the literature, to complete the literature path. in order to ultimately unlock the final entertainment building, Maypoles, which, as I predicted, was a very small entertainment building. In the Iron Village, it seems I'm going to be able to get permanent happiness bonus of 6 from it, which will be quite good for maintaining happiness in that village, at least positive popularity, when I eventually go beyond a low tax rate. Which I think from experience you have to do, or you'll actually lose money from the village. I actually kind of pulled an all-nighter, partially because I didn't feel tired and partially because of working on that styrofoam drawing. Fell asleep somewhere between 7 and 8. After having some ramen Dad made with a cup of coffee in the spare room. Which for the foreseeable future, I'm now probably gonna stay in the spare room all of the time while I at Dad's place. I microwaved this for a minute. I'm not entirely sure if that was enough. The process seems a bit dry. After not really doing that much at Dad's place, he took me back home to Mom's place at around, if I recall, around 7:40 p.m. Dad's been wanting me to work on my resume lately. In regards to that, he initially wanted me to bring my backpack, but I talked him out of that by stating that essentially my resume stuff was already at home. It's within my room. But it turns out Mom had touched my room up a bit while I was away at Dad's place over the past few days, as part of an effort to clean up the house in preparation for, it seems, a visit my sister's going to make. She made some steps towards cleaning up the kitchen. I never really thought that this recliner would ever be fully cleaned up, because for years it had always seemed to have a whole bunch of stuff on top of it. When I got home, Mom had me sit down in the exact chair I'm sitting in now. She told me that step-grandpa Jim died. Most likely, according to what I recall, from congestive heart failure. Some kind of heart failure. She showed me that this was her fortune cookie today. She tried to call Jim 5 minutes after 4. I'm doing okay, though. I've just been trying to figure out what text-to-speech voice to give to an upcoming prop character in which I make a styrofoam drawing of an officer as part of my work on the 99th Dan Hamming episode. I'm not entirely sure when. We'll be needing to come down to Philly to get our sister, my sister, but it could be tomorrow in the morning, so I've got to try to get some sleep tonight. There's this text-to-speech voice that seems pretty expressive. I got from a Reddit text-to-speech reading video by the YouTube channel Dr. Hollowed. It came up when I, for the latest time, searched what's the fastest way you've seen someone ruin their life. I'm particularly interested in YouTube videos that read out posts from that subreddit using text-to-speech voices. I've also been wondering about what the upcoming update is going to be to Bloons Tower Defense 6 by Ninja Kiwi. Excuse me, and I also today did the Spanish Duolingo story, Someone Stole My Sandwich, or alguien se robó mi sandwich. In which Eddie, one of Duolingo's sort of standard cast of characters, realizes that his sandwich has been stolen for the third time in a week. So he makes a plan to make a disgusting sandwich of fish and bananas, which made me laugh considerably. Doing that story, in a way, led to me wondering if Duolingo's replacing their older stories with stories featuring their cast of characters, and it seems like they are. And maybe for the sake of making the Duolingo stories more authentic, but there doesn't seem to be a forum post talking about it. I can recall from memory they removed the How to Be a Good Boyfriend story, at least. I used to be at where I was at to 50-ish, 50 to 51 sets of story unlocked. But now I'm at exactly 40, if I recall correctly. Also, today apparently Mom, while cleaning out the kitchen, found a musician styrofoam I made for her. But by the time I saw it, it was 8:30, around 8:30 p.m., because right before me and Dad left for Mom's place, he made me some coffee that he put in that refills container all the way back over there. And because it belongs to him, I, in a sense, agreed that it would stay in this kitchen to make it easier for him to get back when he comes over to pick me up again. And it was on the ride back home that I told Dad that my styrofoam drawings were featured in some recent YouTube videos, such as the most recent room tour that I filmed on the 2nd of July. And was initially spent the initial quarter to half hour back at Mom's place. Finishing up the coffee Dad made for me that I had started drinking on the car ride back to Mom's place. Which is maybe about a 10-minute drive max, if I recall correctly. 10 to 15 minutes. If traffic is bad, I'm guessing. If traffic is less than ideal. Such as how at one point some cars slowed down even though there was a green light. I'm not entirely sure for what, though. Anyway, by 8:30ish p.m., it was too dark for me to take a picture of that musician styrofoam drawing, and there seemed to be some kind of grayish dust pieces on it that needed to be wiped off first anyway, but it's a pretty thin piece, so I have to be careful with it. From the glimpse I got of the engraving on the bottom, it was made back in 2019. A time period I think I remember as the Rich era, from what I recall.